Sam Nkana was compelled to check out a Maranatha project after attending a Maranatha event in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So he signed up to build a school in Kisii, Kenya. Although Sam has many mission trips under his belt, this was his first Maranatha experience, and the project turned out to be quite special. Now, Sam is a Maranatha volunteer all the way.
I give praise to God for affording me this opportunity to represent Him. Not too long ago, just last year, I received an email, and I read it, and in the email it said, Maranatha comes to Chattanooga. I knew practically nothing about Maranatha. However, I discussed it with my wife, and I said, we need to check this out. She agreed with me. When the day arrived, we took off and went. And we sat, just like all of you are sitting right now. We were amazed about what the speakers said and what the video showed, just like you're seeing right now. That Maranatha saves lives by providing water. Not only do they provide water for you to drink today and be thirsty again, they lead you to Christ. And I also found out that Maranatha builds churches and Maranatha builds schools. When the day was over, we both went home. And I immediately went to the website to check it out. It was actually amazing to see that there were more things about what Maranatha does that I had no idea. There were hundreds of several countries that Maranatha goes to. And would you believe that they are actually there every single day of the year? I scrolled down. My attention was caught by so many, but I chose Kenya. And I asked my wife, can I go? She says, yes, go. However, I called California, I talked with them, and they said, you are ready to go, you have been approved. So I booked my flight. I took off. We arrived in Kenya. The plan that Maranatha had for us was unbelievable. All I had to do was just get myself ready and go to the different places we had to go. However, when we arrived at the job site, it was amazing to see the young people. We were parked on the road because we had a vehicle in. The children were waiting for us, and they lined up all the way from the road to the compound. They were singing. They held our hands and directed us to the place where we were going to suffer, but a good suffering. Because in fact, we suffered. I have never worked so hard in my life. Would you believe I even had suntan? And I said to myself, I will go to Kenya again. It doesn't matter how hot it is, I'm going to have long sleeves. But the most interesting thing is when I got there, I saw exactly what the video portrayed. I saw exactly what the website said. There were holes in the building. Kids were sitting almost on top of each other. Oh, by the way, I was glad when I saw that. You know why? Because I knew God sent me there to help solve the problem. Initially, I asked myself, how in the world you have no idea? You have no idea about what construction is all about. I don't even know how to change my tires on my vehicle. But you know what? I went anyway, got there, and God showed me the work I needed to do. I was the mud man. Pushed the cement all over. But I will cut this short by just going to something that was so significant to me, forgetting about everything else, because if you want to know more about Maranatha, go to the website. This is not the time for it. This is not the place for it. I'm only giving you some information to direct you to the website. When I returned, I asked myself, what have you learned? I found out I no longer went to stores every day to buy things over and over just to dump them in the trash can, because if you haven't used them, they go bad. Bugs get in there and eat them up. I put them in the trash can. Of what use was that? I decided no longer wanting to buy any more new cars. It made no sense. But the most exciting part of it was the passion in my wife. When I told her about the situation of water in Kenya, which she already knew, she said, I want to send money in so that they can build a water well in one village somewhere in Africa. I said, no, we can send some money in so that Maranatha would add something and build the water well. She says, no, I want to single-handedly do it. I said no more. The next thing I received was a letter from Maranatha saying, Sam Nkana, thank you so much for the contribution. I said, what? My wife had sent the money in. The next thing I got was another letter, a letter thanking us for the water well. And there was a picture, I hope they show it here, there was a picture of people surrounding the water well that my wife sent the money to be built. And let me tell you something, she and I are still married and happily married. I guarantee you that. She's sitting right there. We are still married. So what I'm saying to you is this, that I support her now because she told me she was convicted. And I cannot fight that. When I tell her I'm convicted, you better not fight me either. So my friends, here you are. I didn't know how to change tires. I didn't know how to lay blocks, but I went. How about you? You can. You can go out there and present yourself, even if it means just laying eyes on those children and speaking to them. It makes a difference. That is the impact that I had in being there. Not necessarily to build, though they call me Sam the Mud Man, which I loved, beating my body to death, but I left. And let me tell you, I am ready to go back. What about you? I must say to you, my wife and I are Maranatha, and Maranatha are us. Have a good day.